Curiosity was his first sin. Knowledge soon became his weapon.
He saw bones not as warnings, but as puzzles to solve.
Faith surrounded him, yet God's silence became his greatest obsession.
That night, he learned control Lahain, the thrill of creation and decay. He dreamed not of love, but of leaving poverty far behind.
Among the dead, he found purpose, and prophets sent in decay.
When laws failed to supply bodies, darkness opened new markets.
Their oath was simple: money from the dead, life without guilt.
He learned the system's weakness, Canvert, and vowed to live by deceit. Wealth confirmed his genius fate. Crime rewarded what conscience denied.
A city reborn by fire, the born. Perfect for a man who hid his flames.
They checked in with hope, but none would ever leave alive. Walls observed their screams of frontage. Progress disguised the price of silence.
He sold education to the living and pieces of the dead. His walls were inventions to every hinge a promise of disappearance. Fire became his confessor nigh. Its roar buried every trace of truth.
He knew, but said nothing sane. Fear is loyalty's cheapest currency.
Prophet masked predation planning. Chicago applauded what it could not see. Each shipment whispered names once spoken again, now sold by the pound. Invention met cruelty. Every innovation hid one more grave.
Morning came without Julia. The city never asked where she went.
Innocence vanished quietly. Even angels met architects of hell. He refined murder like medicine toad. Efficiency turned evil into art. Knowledge fed on death sound. Education bought from the devil's factory.
He rebirthed himself, a man without history, only hunger.
Crowds celebrated progress. Beneath them, progress fed on screams. The building lived first, a living labyrinth hungry for the next heartbeat. Rumors spread like ash. Chicago began to taste its own fear.
Patterns emerged, architecture became evidence, and madness found shape.
Names became numbers pulled, each face a question Holmes buried in fire.
Truth weighed heavier than gold. Silence bought him one more night.
Greed left a trail. Signatures became shackles tightening around his neck. He fled westward, hunted by ghosts,
trailed by unfinished business.
Lies became currency. His genius built walls even truth couldn't breach.
Old accomplices rarely survive. Loyalty is dangerous near ambition.
Insurance again. But this time, betrayal would be the premium.
They thought he was family. He thought of them as proof.
Even innocence could not bargain. His heart had room for none.
Clues emerged like ghosts. Each one whispered, "He's still ahead."
He studied madness, not to understand, but to end it.
Even the clever tire. Evil's pace eventually trips over its lies.
He confessed nothing. Words became weapons sharper than any scalpel.
The city gasped. Progress had built itself a temple to death. Fear found a face. The nation met its first manufactured devil. Gear sold faster than faith. The nation devoured every printed sin. Justice became theater, and homes its unwilling, smiling star.
These are the records, the bodies, the evidence against this monster.
Each paper screamed murder.
Gentlemen, I built success, not slaughter. Progress demands sacrifice.
Science's relics became evidence. Anatomy turned accusation.
Murder turned to merchandise. Evil found its publicist.
Even caged, he performed. Vanity was his final disguise.
Claimed 27 souls. Police feared the number far higher.
He solved the case, but nightmares never learned to sleep.
Forgiveness knocked, but pride answered first, unrepentant and calm.
Truth dissolved in ink. Myth replaced memory.
Stone by stone, his empire confessed in smoke what words could not.
Evil studied long enough becomes a mirror, and we stare too long.
For the first time, America saw evil as educated, civilized.
Writers chased the devil, seeking logic inside the labyrinth.
Science dissected his mind, found only ambition without empathy. Society trembled. Evil no longer hid behind madness alone.
He caught the devil, but never escaped the echo of screams. History, reprinted terror, truth packaged neatly for public fascination.
Entertainment dressed tragedy. Audiences applauded what they once feared.
Progress towers higher, but shadows still crawl beneath its feet.
Technology hunts evil, yet humanity keeps rebuilding its reflection. What began with blood became awareness cease. Empathy now answers cruelty.
Knowledge is power aclede, but without conscience, it births catastrophe.
Artifacts whisper softly. Progress preserved its nightmares too well.
Legacy weighs heavy. Some inherit guilt, others its warning.
Patterns repeat, behave. Every age meets its own polished predator.
Fascination is hunger. We feed on horror to feel safe again.
Names carved in stone pen. Silence speaks what justice never finished.
One lesson remains. Intellect without compassion always rebuilds hell.
Monsters die, but curiosity survives. Choose light before it learns darkness.